Hey, what's going on, friends? Harry back here with you with HarrygTV, and yep, working on another international DT466E. This is a two-valve engine, which I really like and recommend to a lot of my customers who are looking for older trucks, pre-emissions trucks. This is a great engine to own for medium duty, that is. And few reasons for that. One, it's a simple engine. Works off a injection system, is a Huey injection system, which is fairly simple. Not too many problems with them on these. It is, again, pre-emissions. And it is one of the only medium-duty wet liner engines, which makes this thing fully rebuildable, which the competition for this engine of this generation of trucks, the C7 Cat or the 3126 Cat, B Series Cummins, they don't have liners in them, and so they're really not fully rebuildable, at least in the in-frame way. If it had a scored cylinder or something, you'd have to have machine work done. Where these, you just like a heavy duty engine or like a class 7 or 8 engine, you know, you can pull the liners out, and that's how this one is. So really like this engine, work on a bunch of them, and happy to do it. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there in internet land who would just completely disagree with what I'm saying, and we expect that. But anyway, back to what's going on here. So I've got something on this engine that I've never done before. Had a broken lower dipstick tube. I don't know if I can zoom in on that thing. That tube right there. I did not have the camera rolling when I loosened it, and the truth is I really have never done this job before, so I didn't know what to expect. So I really didn't want the camera rolling, to be honest with you. So but here's what I did, and I searched YouTube. I talked to seasoned mechanics, with gray hair, who had been working on these things forever, and nobody could help me with how to get that tube out. Nothing on YouTube, nothing on the internet, and so I improvised. Here is the new tube, and of course there's the actual upper dipstick tube. That's where you fill it, and then of course there is the tube, the stick itself. It connects down to this, which goes in the block. From this point down goes in the presses in the block. So the only way, and there's the part number on that thing, by the way. The only way I knew how to get this thing out was to remove the oil pan and hammer it out. As a matter of fact, one of the guys that I talked to at an international dealer told me that's how they come out. Remove the pan and hammer it out from the bottom. Well, I didn't want to do that. And the reason why is because I just did that. I fixed a bunch of oil leaks on this engine, and one of them was the oil pan and other things, front cover, etc. And this thing was covered in oil. And I knew what the major leaks were. Well, after I got everything, all the oil leaks fixed, I have one little spot getting wet with oil, and it was coming from down there on that dipstick, that lower dipstick tube where the two meet. And if I remember right, when my customer bought this truck, the dipstick upper tube was real loose and had been rattling, and I remember tightening it for him a few years back and never just tightened up. And I guess when it was so loose, it had cracked the lower part. And anyway, so we had to replace it. So not wanting to go back and take that oil, because the gasket for these things is, I don't even remember how much it is. It's more than $50, so it's kind of an expensive gasket. And clean it, get clean buckets, because the oil's brand new, all that I was hoping to avoid. So here's what I did. Get to the heart of the matter here. What I did was, and I'll just reach down there and grab that thing, because I have not taken it out all the way yet. Okay, so there it is. And as you can see, there's no way you can just pull that thing out. So I tried to get a hook down in these holes here with my slide hammer hook right there. Of course, having a rag down in there to keep any debris from getting in the oil. And it just wouldn't budge. So what I did next is I took my long pry bar, which is right down here, and I had it angled just right with my mini sledgehammer right there. And I beat that thing right wherever I could hit it. I hit it to knock it in towards the center and hopefully loosen it up. Once I got that done, I have an attachment, let's see here, on this slide hammer here. It's a pretty big slide hammer that I made for my vice grips. And so, and by the way, if this didn't work, of course, I was willing to remove the pan and just knock it out from the bottom, but I felt the need to try it first this way. And so once I beat that thing like that in, I then was able to hook on it, and a couple of hits and it pulled it right out. So just kind of want to share that, mainly because I have not been able to find anything on that on YouTube. At least doing a quick search, I haven't. There may be somebody within a video somewhere that did do it. But anyway, so I hope that helps. We're going to go back in. We're going to clean up the block a little bit there and dry it off. And might put just paint a little bit of sealer around this thing and go ahead and knock it in with a block of wood or something until it's bottomed, and finish this job up. Well, anyway, appreciate you tuning in. Any comments, please do so. Just leave them down there at the bottom. Give us a like if you appreciate the content. And thank you very much. Grace and peace to you, friends.